Welcome back, YouTube, to the Type QQ channel. Today we are looking at Touhou Perfect Cherry Blossom. Yeah, this is the second game of the Touhou series featured on this channel. The first one we looked at was Embodiment of Scarlet Devil. We did okay on that, but I think I don't know. I didn't want to spend too much time on it. Of course, we can always go back whenever, but there's a lot a lot more other ones I want to play. So here we are with Perfect Cherry Blossom. A couple things to run through real quick. The storyline of this one, it seems like that winter is a bit prolonged, so the girls are checking out why that could be. And also we're playing a character that might be somewhat familiar or to the first series. If you remember the boss there, Sophia, I believe her name is pronounced, who threw all the knives and whatnot. Yeah, we'll be playing her as a playable character this go, which is always pretty fun. She doesn't have the most powerful attack, but she does have that sort of widespread normal shot, and then she has a sort of homing shot when she's focused. So it comes in handy. So yeah, here we are. This is our first run, really from a big hiatus of Touhou games, with only sort of Embodiment of Scarlet Devil as a sort of what am I trying to say? As a refresher, as experience back into the series, that sort of thing. And you can see there's actually a couple improvements to this game. I could not say if I hadn't looked into it, but this game certainly came out after Embodiment of Scarlet Devil, but I'm not sure if it's the one directly after. But you can see that there's a sort of indication down below of where the boss enemy is. As well as you can see up on the sort of top screen of the how many sort of life gauges the boss has. Looks like with not a whole lot of trouble. Looks like the first level boss is just about done here. Another cool feature of this game is that sort of I forget what they call it now. It's a sort of like I'll just call it like a cherry mode right now. The name will come up eventually. Superpower mode or something like that, and that's activated if the point. I believe that if the point counter reaches its maximum number there, by picking up those purple things there, I believe and that's where you can score a lot of points, as well as clear the screen of bullets as well, without actually having to use a bomb or anything like that. Supernatural border there, and it doesn't appear that the points there really pertain to that particularly. It looks like it's our cherry counter down below here. It looks on the bottom of the screen. It looks like that has something to do with there. Maybe it's overall points or damage given to enemies and bosses, that sort of thing. Yeah, I think that just about covers it. You know, and when it comes to my favorite Touhou games, Perfect Cherry Blossoms is certainly up there as well. Oh, So as we pick up some extra points here, channel news. What's been going on with the channel? Not a whole lot, since really my latest uploads. That ridiculous, perfect, oh no, not perfect, Deep Space Waifu is killing it by my standards. I think as of recording, it's just under like 700 views. Pretty bizarre stuff, you know. I mean, come on now. The game is certainly not that good, that's for damn sure. But I think it's you know, an oddity when people are morbidly curious about it, and I think I was kind of there at the right time. And you can also see it on GameBound's channel as well. I provoked them to check it out as well, because it's just absolutely bonkers, that stupid game. But yeah, also some death smiles. We've got some death smiles in the can as well. Yeah, and the days are counting down to Castle Shikigami as well. I think that's really going to be fun. I think that's going to be something that we're going to do in the channel moving forward as well. But as you hopefully you know how the format works. You know, if it's a good run, if it's a 1cc run or something I'm satisfied with, I won't necessarily post any sort of commentary. But if you do hear my voice, it's kind of a throwaway run all the same. So you can tell with this run, you know, it's you know, not going to be the best that we can do, that sort of thing. But we do all right all the same. There we go. We clear off some of that trash off the screen there. And there it is. How about that? And I would argue, although I do like some of the songs in Embodiment of Scarlet Devil, I think this has a better soundtrack. I think front to back, the songs are a bit catchier for my likes, for my taste. Let me know down below if you agree or disagree. If you think Embodiment has a better OST as it is. Although this character has quite weak attacks compared to other characters, the mix between the wide shot and the homing shot certainly, I think, is a good combo. You know, especially if you're sitting at full power. You know, you're not necessarily, you know, weak. You know, particularly. You know, not weak enough to clear off the screen like that sort of thing. So it's certainly good to. And then use the homing to clear off guys that don't want to move so much. You know, just like that. Picking up all kinds of those max points there. And here we are, we're on Alice here, I'm guessing our third level boss already. I'm doing so well on health as well. However, that might change where we're currently out of a bomb unless we get some good timed of the supernatural borders or whatever it's called. You know, that we might be looking at losing our first life sometime soon. But even considering that the fact that she's, at least from the player select screen, that she has low health, you can still see that her health gauge above is you know, when she's focused, it still kind of drops rather quick. Or quickish, at least. So, you know, I don't know. Oh, and there it is. There's our first... I think that was our first hit. I could be wrong. That could have been our second. And overall, I was just about to say, overall, it seems like a rather easy boss, all in all. But some of these larger bullets, these big purple ones, have shown have been a what the fuck am I trying to say? Have been a challenge in the past. But it looks like we've bombed our way through that. So, I mean, so far so good, sitting at those 5 lives. Some extra bonus points there. But I guess this is the part of the game where we start seeing some of the more tankier enemies and more spammy enemies here. Not sure why I decided to run into that cloud of bullets. That was a bit bizarre. But yeah, not really a gripe, but you know, I'm rather pleased that such a silly video like Deep Space Waifu did so well. You know, I mean, I guess in a way I'm not entirely surprised that it did well at all, but I'm surprised that it did this well. You know, it's a little sad that I haven't, you know, despite all the views, I haven't got any subs out of it. But I suppose that's kind of what you should expect, or you know, when you make a game that's essentially, you know, not really representative of your content as a whole, but just kind of a freak show piece, really. Oh, and there we go. That was a pretty foolish move, but I mean that's kind of that's the shit we are known for in this game series, as you know, having max power, getting too close and being too stupid, that sort of thing. You know, in the quest of getting that extra extends, we lose a couple lives. And we'll certainly take that extra bomb. Ooh. I kind of left myself kind of cornered there and really no place to go. But hey, we're still sitting at four lives there. So, you know, I really can't be too picky. We certainly could be playing worse. And really, I mean, at least we're clearing these sort of sticky, pixie-like characters that are sort of spamming everything around. Well, now we're down to 3. You know, so at least when it comes to DPS, I don't think we have that big of a problem with DPS. You know, maybe it's just Maybe it's just damage to bosses that we have a particular problem with, but it doesn't seem like the stage is going to be that difficult. There we go. At least we got that bomb for clearing that last enemy. We get to fight these three here. I particularly really like this song as well. This is a pretty awesome song. Not sure how I didn't get hit there. Well, there we go. At least we got some penance for that, I guess. Oh, here we go. Here we go, I guess, huh? Well, at least we're through that. Deadly pattern there. You know, I mean, if you stay calm and kind of see where it's going and don't try to maneuver too much, you know, it certainly can be a little on the easy side. But man, yeah, you have your lasers there and bullets in between. But yeah, this stuff can be pretty scary. Yeah, that's bound to happen. Yeah, just using bombs as much as we can to get some power through that. That's just a deadly attack there. Yeah, it's silly that we should never have moved in that direction in the corner, but yeah. Mistakes are going to be made during our first run, that's for sure. But it is a little depressing to see us coming to this fight with so many lives, to see what could certainly be all of them, you know, the whole CC lost right here. But if we can power out this last bit of damage here, it looks like they're on their final life here. Looks like we have a couple bombs, and yeah, the bomb here does a ton of damage. So there we go, able to clear that for free. So we were, at the very least, able to clear these guys on our 1cc, if not just barely. So yeah, so stage 5 on a 1cc. I don't think we're much we're gonna stick around for much longer in this world, as it were, but not so bad for our first go. Almost lost it there. And that's going to be it right there. Looks like we have 3 more continues left. But yeah, that's going to be where our 1cc kind of ends there. But it looks like we're going to continue it for just practice sake, it looks like. And stuff like that, it just feeds into my bad habits in this game, where you know you rush forward, get some points, and they reward you with a free man. And the little sword ghost girl, she just ruins She kicks the living shit out of me so bad. Yeah, what the fuck are you supposed to do? That's crazy. Yeah, and a extends there as well. Followed by some of these awful pixie characters. Just spamming it up. Yeah, if nothing else, I could certainly use a lot more practice just kind of slowly maneuvering through these patterns. Yes, if you leave some if you leave that attack to kind of manifest, it does kind of show its sort of openings, that little curl at the end of those bullet patterns. It's kind of where you want to be, but certainly if it's all coming at you at once, it can certainly confuse you and kind of put you in a bad place. And although that's kind of an obvious path right there, right down through the center, I don't think that trick works every time where those kind of spears are kind of targeted right at that opening. You know, you can get through it fast enough and kind of duck left or right. You can move out of it, but I'm not so sure that's the place you want to be entirely. A pretty sad slow-mo death there. Not a lot we could do when we didn't have so many bombs. And there goes our other continuum. So we are sitting at a 3cc at this current moment. Although, you know, it's kind of one of those things that at this point, not really keeping track. Alright, and it looks like this final bomb should, there we go, yeah, it finally ends the torture of getting our ass handed by that sword girl. And I suppose with that sort of title screen there, this is going to be the final stage, I believe. And at least the game hasn't kind of ejected us from it so far with too many continues. So that's a good thing, that at least when practicing. Good God, there we go. How about that? That's a ton of points there. We thought we were done with the sword girl, but she is persistent, to say the least. Yumu Kompaku, something like that is her name. Kind of listed there up top. I don't even pretend to know that I know how to pronounce it, but and here we are, final boss. Seems like some sort of ghost girl that was harnessing the essence of spring, I suppose, or something similar to that. Some sort of supernatural hijinks, for sure. So we'll have to make sure we put her back in the ground, I guess, by throwing a bazillion knives at her. Yeah, it looks like she's got... He or she, I think it's a girl, has a ton of health. I'm trying to time that just right, just when, you know, the level's full of bullets, and then we soak up as many points as we could there. Bam, man, taking a ton of damage. Well, that's kind of a good thing about this game as well, is when you go into full power, you turn everything into those sort of cherry points there, and you know, that kind of corresponds to you being able to clear the screen into more points. So it's kind of, you know, the fact that the enemies are, or rather this boss is firing so many bullets is kind of almost to your advantage sometimes, if you can correctly kind of clear them at the right time and capitalize on a screen full of bullets, that sort of thing. We were doing really well there, but not good enough, and just kind of got hunted down by that little ghosty thing there. Kind of a cool pattern here, but you can kind of notice that it's, in a way, not really shooting at you. You're just moving in between of all its sort of shots there. All right, now we finally have her rather on her final. On our final life gauge here. So we don't have too much life left ourselves, but it would be good to finish her off on this continue. I don't know if it's a good idea for us to start moving towards that corner, as it were. Yeah, that kind of does happen. But I think we'll be fine when it comes to this boss. We got a ton of bombs here. And that seems to be it. However, it appears as a big angry tree. And 60 seconds on the clock. Boy, doesn't this sound familiar to the bane of my existence, huh? So, like the title card pays homage to, I suppose, as this is sort of a tree that I guess they were using to sap all the power from, I guess. But you also see there's also like a specter person there as well. I'm sure it's all entwined and makes sense somehow. And there it is. And all clear. Certainly not the best performance ever, but you know, certainly, I mean, not bad. Not bad picking it up. Picking up and getting through. Surviving. Unsure what the ending means, but I think we've seen things like this before, so this is certainly a bad ending of some variety. Probably saying how bad ending number 3 probably says something to the fact that it's cold and winter's still around, that sort of thing. But yeah, that was fun. We'll certainly do more of that. I think we got more Perfect Cherry Blossom on the way, more Death Smiles, more Judgment Silver Sword. Not so much more of Deep Space Waifu. I apologize if that's not really what you're looking for. Certainly let me know if that is the case. I would be shocked, but I wouldn't be offended. You know, I don't think it's a pretty decent game outside of its aesthetic appeal, if you want to call it that. You know. And of course, in just a few weeks' time, Castle Shikigami. Get hyped. Get hyped. I'm hyped. I'm hyped to the max. Special thanks. So yeah, that's our second Touhou game, or at least the first run of it. Perfect Cherry Blossom. It's a cool, fun game. I think it's got some good improvements from its predecessors, as well as I think the soundtrack is on point. Pretty awesome soundtrack, I think. If you're into the sort of chippy tune MIDI stuff. But even so, if you're, there's all kinds of cool remixes on YouTube as well. But that's going to be it, I suppose. Make sure you comment, leave a like, leave a comment. It says Game Boy sucks. What the fuck? Never mind. Fuck that. Yeah, don't forget to subscribe for more stuff in the future of this stuff and other stuff I talked about. And that's going to be it. Thanks a lot, guys.